Welcome back to the Beyond Walls podcast. I'm Barry, and this special episode has Alex joining us today. So today I want to find out about you and the importance of having a community, and how you've kind of got involved with not only us as a member, but also an ambassador, and also potentially coach in the future too, with expanded roles on top of that as well. So today's about you more than anything else. So welcome. Do you want to tell our listeners, viewers, a little bit about you?
Absolutely.
Tell us about you.
So when I'm not in the gym, I am an HR director for a local housing association. So I look after about 1,100 colleagues. We've just been through a merger, so just going through a whole load of legal processes and all sorts at the moment, which is keeping me very busy. And I'm very, very grateful to have the gym as an outlet, and as a way to relax, and some amazing people here to look after me. I also have a horse. I used to have 3. Now I just have 1 because there are so many hours in a day. And I also have Bertie, who many of you will meet. And last but not least, I'm married to Nick, who many of you will know as well.
An important part of it,
Very, very important.
of course. Tell us a little bit about like your fitness journey. I mean, how long, first of all, has it been since you joined Beyond Walls?
I think this is my 18-month anniversary.
Okay, so a year and a half or so.
Yeah.
Wicked. Were you doing anything fitness-wise before you joined Beyond Walls?
So bits and bobs. So I've always been incredibly active. So in my younger years, did just about every sport you could possibly think of, many to a reasonable level. But as university, then work and life gets in the way, those sports, particularly the team sports, fell away, which is really sad. But again, there's only so much you can do as you're building a career, you're building a life, you move, everything changes. So I ended up just with going to a gym, but very irregularly, because I lost motivation. I found it quite hard to motivate myself, and I was going by myself or just with Nick or a few other people. I'd do a few things. I'd get very focused on weightlifting, for example. I do it for a bit, and then there was no real purpose. And then I'd do something different. And then I thought, there's no real purpose. Alongside that, I was always horse riding. So I've had horses all my life. I competed to quite a high level, internationally when I was younger, and now back to nationally. But again, I was thinking, well, there must be more. There must be more for me. It's lovely going out and competing and riding, but my health and fitness was just plateauing.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have anything driving me or any purpose to keep myself accountable. But also thinking about my future self, thinking, how am I going to stay fit and healthy into my late 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and seeing family and friends, who, particularly some family who are older and not as fit and healthy as they could be. I think, I don't want to be like that. What am I going to do to help me have a better quality of life when I get older?
So what kind of happened at that point when you were saying to yourself, what am I going to do to try and improve those things? Was there a sense of understanding that I need to do strength and conditioning, I need to join the local leisure centre? Like, what kind of went through your mind around what you needed
It's
to get
exactly
into?
that. So I knew, as I enter in my mid 40s now, so I enter perimenopause, as I get older as just a general human, I knew I needed to do more strength and conditioning. I knew I needed to improve my cardio fitness. So I started Googling, what would help me, but also what would keep me accountable. Where is there a community? And there were various suggestions, go and play netball locally. And I thought, well, I could do that. That's one thing, but it's going to help me do one thing. And CrossFit came up, and it was probably about 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago. And I said to Nick, right, I'm going to go and do this CrossFit thing. And he was like, oh, what's that? We had no idea. And I looked at local CrossFit gyms, and I thought, oh, they look a little bit intimidating. So I put that on the back burner. And then it wasn't until Beyond Walls started, not even getting walls, getting a roof.
Yeah.
And Nick walked past and knocked on the door and said, what's this? I thought, oh, let's have a look. And that's really the start of, well, the whole new chapter of my life.
Yeah. And do you kind of remember your first class? And
I do. I remember walking in. So I have to admit, I hate new things. I hate surprises. I hate being the new person. I hate not knowing what I'm doing. I need to know. I need a plan. And walking in on my first day was terrifying. I knew I wanted to do this. I knew it was good for me. I'd read about CrossFit methodology, about other CrossFit gyms, about how great the community was. But I didn't know that walking through the door and pushing that door open, I was absolutely terrified.
Mm.
And I knew Nick was here with me. I knew one person. And I was still scared. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't want to be the new person who didn't know what the language was, what the acronyms meant,
Yeah.
what the equipment did. And I've been in gyms all my life, but there's always new things. I mean, what's a rig? What do you do hanging off those bars? I had no idea. So that first class was scary. And the second class was a little bit better, but it was still quite intimidating because there was more new things, because as
Yeah.
we know, our programming varies. There was more new things to learn, more words that I didn't know, more equipment to use. So probably wasn't until the third class where I thought, okay, I can do this. Well, I couldn't do a lot of it, but I can cope, I can manage. The coaches are here to help me, the people around me are here to help me. And it didn't matter who I turned to, whether it was a coach, whether it was another member, whether it was another brand new person, everyone would help if I
Mhm.
didn't know where something was or what something was. And it also helped to know that not everyone knew the answers either. They didn't know
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
So it's great.
You're all kind of on the same journey in a way, aren't you? And I mean, there would
Absolutely.
have been people in that room that potentially was with us for what, 3, 4 months.
Yeah.
People that had a history of CrossFit before Beyond Walls, as well. So perhaps came into it understanding all that terminology. I think that's the thing that we mention the most is that we always want people to, at the start of their journey, walk away feeling like they've really achieved something, whether that is, I feel more confident coming into the gym.
Mm,
That is an achievement in itself. Or whether it's on a day like today where we've got double unders or toes to bar, you're like, I haven't skipped for
yeah,
16 years and I
absolutely.
managed to skip for the first time since back then.
Yeah.
So we always want you to try and find a sense of achievement in some way, shape, or form. Do you recall any of those kind of wins early on
Oh,
in your journey?
completely. I think the biggest one is I am, believe it or not, incredibly shy. I don't like meeting new people either. Like a lot of things. I just find it just
Yeah.
gives me some anxiety. So the biggest win for me was walking in and introducing myself to new people or helping new people and thinking, I can do that
Mm.
because I feel safe here. I feel looked after. I feel seen. And then I think I remember my first rope climb, getting to the top, because I've never climbed a rope. I mean, skipped a long time ago, been upside down and handstand a long time ago, but I've never climbed a rope in my life. So I got to the top and thought, oh, I'm up here now. Don't really know how to get down. But I'd seen Meg do it a few weeks
Right.
earlier and thought that is the coolest thing I have ever seen. I want to be able to do that. So I made myself do it, and I felt pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, rope climb's an advanced movement as well, so that's
Right. I think this is
a big achievement
you
early on.
you get the confidence to try new things. And I'm lucky, I'm not scared of heights, so I can go up there. I'm sure it could be quite scary. There's lots of things that are quite scary, but you give it a go and you see where you get. And it doesn't matter with a rope climb, with a handstand here. If you are doing scaled versions, you're pulling yourself off the floor with the rope, you are trying the lowest level of inversion you possibly can find. That's celebrated and people cheer you on. And that's what kept me going and thinking, oh, I'll try that new thing. Oh, I haven't done that before. I'll give it a go, because someone in the room cheered me on,
Hmm.
and they didn't know who I was. They didn't care where I'd come from. They just cheered me. And I thought, that is so different. That has never happened in my life. I like that.
Yeah.
I want more, and I want to do it for other people.
And a
So,
big difference between CrossFit gyms and like commercial gym models in that sense as well, where you might hit a PB, but nobody knows you're doing it other than yourself. So,
absolutely.
amazing. I mean, I get from you that you're quite a detailed orientation style person. So, had you kind of looked up things like how to rope climb and things like that before class, or did you just come in and go, well, I don't know, I'll just work it out on the day? I feel like you're someone that will research all of these things beforehand.
Does. So I will tend to copy.
Okay.
So with the rope climb, I'd come in, I think on my first or second workout, and seen Meg do it.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to do that.
Okay.
So I'll give it a go. And I tend to look at other people and think, oh, okay, they're doing a whatever it is. That looks pretty cool. I'll try that. And I might try it in private at home first
Fine.
before I do it in the gym. But I'll watch videos, and I watch the CrossFit Games, particularly the older athletes and the adapters, and think, that is absolutely amazing. Obviously, the main athletes are phenomenal as
Yeah.
well. But I'll watch a lot of videos. I'll watch a lot of people and think, oh yeah, no, I really want to give
So you're
that
a
a
big
go with
visual
me.
learner.
Yeah, very much
Big,
so.
big visual
Yeah.
learner. Awesome. Was there anybody in that first kind of month or so that you can recall remembering in class and not necessarily kind of like latching onto, but feeling really supported by them as part of a member journey? Anyone in particular?
I don't think I could pinpoint one or
No?
two people. I think every single person I met, and this is one of the reasons I really wanted or was very, very happy to be asked to be an ambassador. So every single person I met brought something different. Some people were very, they cheered me on a lot. They were very overtly supportive. Some would come and say afterwards, "Oh, I missed you in the 6 o'clock on Wednesday. Are you all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I was just at work." They'll notice different things, and that's what I love about the diversity here is people will notice different things. They'll support you in different ways, or they'll message you later and say, "Oh, that rope climb, that was really cool." I'm like, yeah, but you can do that too.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't one or two people, and it still isn't with the hundreds of members we have now. Everyone brings something different, and I think that's what keeps you coming back and keeps you wanting more because there's so many wonderful people to meet and engage with.
Yeah. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about our community, isn't it? That although we have things like the ambassador program, it almost feels like we have 242 people on it at any one time, that
Absolutely.
everybody really has engaged with helping each other out and either celebrating those small wins,
Yeah,
just greeting brand new people that come into class.
totally.
And that's what makes our community so strong as well.
Absolutely. Look at the number of referrals you get.
Yeah,
Every single
I
member
mean,
is an ambassador because they're referring people left, right, and center.
yeah, we crunched some numbers on that. I think it's like 70%. So
Wow.
it is big
It's,
for us as a business. And I think like speaks testament to how people feel when they're part of Beyond Walls as well. Moving from kind of member to ambassador, I think I'll start by kind of explaining to our listeners and viewers what the ambassador program is. We essentially set up a program where we have had people that were members, and we, I suppose, kind of selected those people based off of class times, big personalities, people that we felt would be the kind of personalities that would speak most to those new members coming in. And obviously, we approached yourself about being involved in that. And part of your role, I suppose, was to um, find those newer members that were in their first day, first week, first month, uh, greet them during those times. I suppose kind of help them as part of class, but not necessarily coach them, but kind of just give them a high five and say you're doing great and keep going. But
absolutely.
how did you feel, first of all, being, I suppose, selected for that? And then what's your view on that ambassador role? I know there's a sense of pride, and I can feel that from you in having that.
Yeah.
But how did you find it? And
I think being asked was amazing. So I was still really, really new. And oh my goodness me, I've been asked to be an ambassador. And then I just invited all my friends to come and join. Because I thought, this is a really cool place to be. Everyone needs to come here so I can see them more. But I think the main thing is I can't advocate for CrossFit enough as an activity for everybody. So being an ambassador, I thought, well, everyone who walks through that door, I want them to walk through and feel valued and feel wanted, but I want them to come back again. So I want to remove that intimidation that they may feel, that nervousness, the anxiety of walking into something new, and just to be the face that says, "This is okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I get how you're feeling. Absolutely. Let me come and show you the bits. Oh, when a word is scaling or a
even
lightweight or whatever it
yeah,
might be, this is what that looks like for you. But it's okay if it's not right. We'll go back and put it back. It's fine. If we need to clarify things, that is okay. And just being someone just to keep an eye out on someone. And if they're integrating, they're talking to other people, great. We leave them be. If they need a hand, just to be there. And I think that has helped me build my confidence in the gym. It's helped me fall more in love with CrossFit as a methodology, as an activity, as a thing, as in High Rocks as well. And it's also helped me say bring more friends here, so I get to see all my friends every day. And they keep coming, which is amazing.
Yeah,
And new ones, because as an adult, making friends is really hard.
it is, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, it's so difficult.
Yeah.
And I've just got hundreds of new friends for being here, and that's pretty cool.
It's weird how, like, these days, if you were to go to a bar and just go up to someone and be like, "Hi, I'm Barry. What's your name?" They'd be like, "Wow, that guy's a weird." It's just not socially accepted. But if you do it here,
Yeah, it's
it's perfectly
totally,
normal.
absolutely, and
Yeah,
encouraged.
yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. It's funny coming back to what you said about people almost feeling like less nervous when they come back for their second time, third time, etc. Like I'm kind of reflecting on if they didn't feel nervous the first time
Mm.
they walked through the door, I would probably make an assumption that they feel like they already know what they're doing,
Yeah,
so they would be less receptive to coaching, probably less receptive to people like yourself as ambassadors coming up and being like, "Do you need any help?
yeah,
Is there anything I can do for you?" Um, and actually, then they probably wouldn't necessarily fit into our community. So
absolutely.
I would kind of argue that I think that most people that have walked in through the door have had a healthy level of nerves
Yes.
that people like yourself have then
Yeah.
helped to overcome over time. And had they not had those, um, they probably wouldn't be here still.
No, no,
Um,
absolutely. And people are welcome to make their own choices. But what you and Jamie, Julie, and the rest of the coaching team have built is a culture of inclusiveness and a feeling of belonging. And you have to be of the right mindset to be open to diversity and including everyone and supporting everyone. And 99.9% of the people who walk through the door will be part of that, or they'll want to, they'll see the value in it and they'll feel good about it. And those who don't want that, well, they can opt out and they can go somewhere else.
yeah,
But it goes to show the growth in numbers over the last year in membership.
yeah,
Hundreds of people want this.
yeah,
And the more we can do as ambassadors, as members to promote it, more hundreds of people will benefit from CrossFit and be healthier and happier and meet new people and have great communities. So
yeah,
it's an absolute privilege to have been asked to be an ambassador,
yeah,
and it's just I think it's part of all of our roles.
yeah,
And eventually
absolutely.
everyone will get the special little gilet
Yeah.
with
It's funny
ambassador.
how you go that you don't really like new people and new things, but
But
the
I do.
ambassador role is like something that you thrive at and
These are my people.
yeah,
It just took me 45 years to find them.
to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that frustrating?
I do a little bit. I wish, if I had one wish, it would be that I found CrossFit at a much younger age.
We all think that.
But yeah,
Anyone that's over the age of 28,
yeah.
I reckon, would wish that they'd found it
Yeah,
earlier.
but I found it,
Yeah.
and I think if looking back, if I hadn't have walked through that door, I would have regretted that knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
But I did, and now I'm just advocating for the slightly older athlete. So-
Not that much older, to be fair. When you look at our Everstrong crew,
Oh my God, they're
so
legends.
they
I
are.
love
We had 12 in today as well.
them.
So we're getting to the point where we need more classes for them because
And that's
there's,
what inspires
yeah,
me. I look at yourself, look at Pip, I look at all of the other athletes, amazing athletes in this gym. And I think you are amazing role models. But then I look at the Everstrong crew and think, wow, you are phenomenal. I want to be like you when I grow up. The dedication, the commitment, the difference, seeing the difference in some of them since the program began is just amazing. And that's thanks to the expert coaching, but them turning up every day and doing it and getting involved. The quality of life must be so different
yeah,
for them.
absolutely.
Absolutely amazing.
And there's such a like tight-knit little
Oh,
community as well. Engaging with one another, and then they sit and drink more coffee than any other members, I think.
but
So
even more than me.
yeah, absolutely. Um, I was going to ask whether you had any members that you could remember interacting with on a one-to-one basis when you were an ambassador. Is there anyone that kind of like sticks to mind? I mean, class time wise, you kind of fluctuated, didn't you, between
Yeah,
like mornings and
I did,
evenings, really? So
absolutely. So I think while I was an ambassador, I tried to do as many different classes as possible. And also I've got friends in the 6 a.m. gang
yeah,
and the 6 p.m. gang
yeah,
and sometimes
you
lunchtimes.
have to spread your
And I spent
time.
my time as I was ambassadoring, I was starting to do some of the shadowing. So I was starting to see different classes and different people. So I think again, I don't think one or two people didn't stick in my mind because whether they were new people or whether they were just newer or existing people, I tried to support them no matter no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah.
And even now, I'll notice a new name on the list, and think, oh, you're new. Hi, whatever your name is, you're new. I'm not an ambassador now, but
You're always an
yeah,
ambassador.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know if I can do anything to help or anything. It's just part of the DNA now.
Yeah. I wonder if we were to ask that person whether they felt like that was the thing. Or like, oh, that member just came up to me and was like, do I look like I'm awkward?
Like,
It'd
it's
be
just
interesting to survey people.
uh,
It is, yeah,
there is a new
absolutely.
person.
That's it. And then they go like 1, 2 days down the line, they're like, oh, everybody does that.
Absolutely, it's
Yeah.
just the Beyond Rules way, and I would encourage all members, if you see someone new, even if you don't know, oh, have they been here before? Doesn't matter. Go and introduce yourself. Say hi. How long
Yeah.
have you been here? Because if there's a chance that's the person's first trip, brilliant. They'll think that's great. If it's their fourth trip, they'll just think you care and you like you're
Yeah.
just supporting them.
Yeah.
So just say
Absolutely.
hi to people, even if you're really shy like me.
Yeah. Push
Ironically.
yourself out of your comfort zone.
That's what CrossFit's all about, is stretching yourself, trying new things, pushing the intensity, and that includes some of the social interactions as well to build the community. So it's not just physical intensity here. It can be mental intensity, getting through a workout, or just pushing yourself to say hi to someone, or to cheer loudly. Cheering loudly doesn't come naturally to all of us.
Yeah.
So just give it a go. Shout really loudly at someone.
I'm working with Julie at the moment on one of my like personality traits, which is that I always strive to get more out of people,
Yes.
but that comes out first.
Yeah.
So whenever,
Great PR, but more.
well, I don't even say that's a great PR. That's what I need to work on. So I apologize to people in advance, but it's just part of my ingrained personality. But yeah, I have had people in the past that are like, oh, I just PB'd, and I'm like,
Right.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you could do more.
Which works for some
I
people
need to work on it. I need to work on my cheering more.
too. I think
Yeah,
but that cheering works for some people as well, and that goes to
yeah,
the diversity of the group of people. Some people need to be continually pushed. Some people just want to, well done, and you can go home
yeah,
now. But the diversity in coaching as well. All of our
yeah,
coaches are very different, although we follow a very strict methodology of coaching and have very high standards. We want all of our coaches to be different.
yeah.
If they're all just cookie cutter coaches, a bit
Yeah, I
boring.
had a really interesting conversation with Meg and Jono about Jono came to me and he was like, I need to be more like you and Meg, where like your coaching details like dialed in, you're really intricate with all the skills and drills and you almost give like an educational piece with everything that you deliver. And I made him understand that the celebratory personality that Jono has when people PB, when
Yeah.
they're new, whatever, is actually something that Meg and I need to employ a lot more. So although he goes, well, I need a bit more of that, we also need a little
Yeah.
bit more of that inner Jono as well
Yeah.
to celebrate the wins more. And that's something that I need to work on. So we're moving into coaching development. I suppose that's kind of the next thing for us to talk about, that you were a huge part of the success of the coaching development program. Um, I feel like working alongside you really helped to kind of put some of that framework together and actually show that it can help get from essentially
Mm,
no
yeah.
CrossFit coaching experience all the way through to the point where like we're so comfortable with you running like full classes. Why were you interested in that first of all? And I suppose what kind of made you want to sign up for it?
So I think it's a bit of well, all sorts. So I've always coached. I qualified as a riding instructor like 30 years ago. So I've always taught a sport or a thing. And I really like helping people improve and invest in themselves, whether that's from a leisure perspective or whether it's from a competition perspective. At work, I've done a lot of executive coaching, mentoring, particularly around career development and pivoting careers. So helping people build change into their life or manage change or develop themselves has always been part of what I really love doing. That's what gives me the buzz. When I got involved in the CrossFit and fell in love with the methodology, what it all is and what it all means, it's like I love that too, and I
Yeah.
want more people to benefit from that. So how do I advocate? Well, I get all my friends to come here, then I ambassador.
Step one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It was sort of this natural progression. And then when we started talking about doing some shadowing, so I could learn more primarily for myself, so I could become a better athlete, I could understand the standards better, I could understand why I was doing this and why I was enjoying it better. It just became a natural progression. I thought, right, I'm going to do my level one because that will give me the detailed foundation. So back to the detail, back to that learning and understanding of why this is good for everyone, why this is important. And then really things evolved. I found that I wanted to shout about it.
Yeah.
And looking at how you coach, how the rest of the coaches coach, I want to be a part of that. I want to help people have the best hour of their day, to come in when they've had a crappy day at work and have an amazing hour, or just move their bodies, whatever they need on the day.
Hmm.
I want to help them do that so they can then leave and feel better and be fitter, stronger, healthier, or just happier, whatever it means to them. So it was sort of a very natural progression. And the coach development program was just so well structured. It hooked me. And well, now I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely want to be part of that gang.
Yeah, awesome. And do you feel like that comes from your
Mm.
coaching background already, wanting to help other people, or was it just part and parcel of falling in love with CrossFit as the methodology itself?
I think a bit of both. I think the ability to coach and train is something that I've learned. I've spent 30 years learning about, so I can teach things.
Hmm.
Um, but I needed the understanding of CrossFit and the movements and the principles and how to coach progressions. That's the bit that was missing. So I'm adding that and bolting that onto how to teach. So I can manage a classroom, I can manage a group of people, and I love doing that. I get energy from that, I get excitement from that.
Hmm.
But it was Ruth's
I
getting
think it's
involved.
birds on
It's birds. Jamie. It was just the whole package, and I think layered on top of that is Beyond Walls. So I at the moment I can't think about coaching anywhere else. I'd love to go and coach everyone and tell everyone that CrossFit's amazing, but CrossFit here is even better. And being a Beyond Walls coach or coaching advocate or coach development program, whatever it is, this is where I love being. I want to spend all my days here.
Yeah,
It's just a wonderful place to be, and I'm sure all of our members listening will agree. If we could all work from here and be part of the gym all day, every day, we probably would
then
be.
you would. Yeah, I like almost coming back to what you mentioned about you getting into the level one. Um, I mean, it's not only just important from a perspective of getting into coaching,
Mm.
and the foundation that's laid around understanding all of those movements as well. Um, what on top of people doing their level one, what would you say? How would you suggest that people get into coaching? What would you say to people that might be considering potentially coaching in the future?
Sure. So I think the level one I would suggest everyone does. I think the level one is an amazing foundation, not just for coaching, but for understanding CrossFit, for setting standards, learning how to move your body. So actually, it's a really great thing for everybody. In terms of moving into coaching, shadow, 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 with different coaches, different times of day, with different classes across High Rocks and CrossFit, and see how the coaching methodology is consistent throughout every single class. It doesn't matter whether you're coaching, whether Jamie's coaching, whether Pip's coaching. The same thing happens in that hour. You get your whiteboard brief, very, very similar for every single coach. You will do your general warm up, your specific warm up. You'll talk about your WOD. You'll always have a nervous week. But that, I think, seeing that and shadowing that and learning that nothing is left to chance. There are anything in CrossFit, no gimmicks, no shortcuts, no quick fixes. And that's built into every single hour of every single class here. And that's not always consistent across every CrossFit gym that I've experienced over the last 18 months. But anyone interested, come and shadow here, learn about coaching here. Not just general CrossFit coaching, Beyond Walls CrossFit coaching,
Yeah.
because it's a different beast.
I remember the Greg Glassman
Mm.
quote that was very early on, and that was that there's three things you need as a coach in order to be really successful, and that is that you care, that you care, and that you care. And one thing that really sticks out to me with people that I've worked with, not only like here in the past as well, is that what you tend to find is people become really good athletes
Yes,
and
yeah,
they then go, I want to be a coach
yeah,
because I'm good at
I'm
this.
good at. Mm.
But what they then tend to do is put themselves first and their own programming, their own training
Yeah,
time, and all of that before any
yeah,
customers, essentially. And I think that's one thing that I would get people to look at is,
mm,
am I doing this to help others?
yes,
Which is really the
absolutely.
story that I've
Yeah. Mm.
just got from you, is that you want to infect other people with the methodology of CrossFit rather than you going, I want to be a better athlete. So if I get into coaching, I can be at the gym longer. That's going to make me a better
Yeah,
athlete in the long run. You're not doing it for you, you're
no,
doing it for other
yeah.
people.
I,
And that's the real key thing if you want to be successful as
oh,
a coach.
100%. And as if you have that mindset, you do get so much out of it.
Yeah.
You know, I get so much satisfaction and um, joy out of seeing other people succeed. And I absolutely need to invest in myself as an athlete. And that's, I'm not getting away from that. I need to keep getting better and keep improving, and I will continue to keep working hard. But it's the coaching piece that is the real driver for me.
Yeah.
That gives me a massive buzz, and then to that virtuous circle, it makes me happy. It's going to make me healthier and happier in the long run because I'm helping other people.
Yeah.
It's so
I
good.
can't ever really imagine myself stepping away from the practical coaching side for that exact reason.
Yeah.
The Although I could coach 20 new coaches to go and do their thing, and then there is a sense of satisfaction in somebody coming to you after a class or PT session or soft tissue therapy and just being like, I feel better, or
You did.
you've really helped me today, this week,
Yeah.
this month, whatever it might be, whether that's physically,
Mm.
mentally as well, which is more important than ever. Um, there is just such a sense of satisfaction,
Yeah,
and in a
massively.
weird way, you then end up getting a, you are doing it for yourself every now and again.
Getting that buzz, you're getting that
Yeah,
hit. You keep wanting to help more people because it gives you that hit of dopamine or serotonin or all of the
yeah,
things. And it becomes addictive. You want more people to be happy. It's an amazing job. And I think that's one of the things I look at you coaching, I look at the other coaches and think, is that a job?
yeah, yeah,
Compared to the summer jobs I've done, like,
yeah,
that's a career. God, I want in.
yeah. It is a really satisfying career to have, when you reflect on, and like, it's weird when members from gyms that I've worked at previously come into. I was in Copper Club in Maidenhead
Yeah.
recently, and this lady come up to me and she was just like, Barry, how are you? And I was like, ah, shit, I'm great. How are you?
What do you?
Didn't I could not remember her name or anything like that. And you feel bad about it until you then realize that I've probably met 2,500 people in my lifetime that have walked in and out of CrossFit gyms. And then you reflect on, it's amazing that she remembers me.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
this particular gym was probably 7, 8 years ago. It was the
Wow.
original CrossFit Maidenhead gym. So the fact that she remembers me shows that I must have done something in some
Absolutely.
way
Yeah.
to impact that person's life at that time. Whether that was sign her in for turning up late or whatever, who knows?
Not
Uh,
celebrated her PR.
but those things really build over time.
Yeah.
And it is amazing when you're just like in a coffee shop and somebody comes up to you that you haven't seen for 4 or 5 years and says hi. So you have those kind of things to look forward to in the future as well. What is the vision for you? Kind of, I know that we're going to have you involved here at Beyond Walls as a coach. Have you ever thought about where you see your coaching journey in a year, 3 years, 5 years, or anything like that? Have you thought about how you'll use it in the future?
So as many members will know, I've just made a very big decision to hand my notice in and quit my office job to throw in myself into basically health and fitness. So I've done a little bit of thinking over the next year or so, years ahead. not quite yet. But I want to deepen my involvement in Beyond Walls and our members. But thinking about sort of specialisms,
Yeah.
what I am looking at the moment is probably female focused fitness, around perimenopause, menopause, and how important movement is,
Yeah.
and important how to bring people who are maybe in their 40s, 50s back to fitness if they've lost it through,
Yeah.
if they've lost their way or they've lost accountability through just life. I look at the classes we have here, around the prenatal and postnatal. I think that is just absolutely amazing, supporting the mums. I absolutely love those classes. I love the Everstrong classes. So at the moment it's a bit of everything, but I think I'm probably gravitating towards how do we get even more women. I'm sorry, the stats might even we get more and more women here.
Yeah.
60%,
67, I think.
67. Sorry.
Yeah. That's all right. More the merrier.
But the priority right now at the moment is I'm doing my personal training, level 3 personal training course. Again, building those foundations in coaching practice, safe coaching practice, before I then think about all the bells and whistles and specialisms, just making sure that I am as good as I can possibly be before any member put their trust in me.
It's part of our vision as Beyond Walls moves into year number 3. We are still a baby by definition. We're not quite a toddler yet, but we're nearly a toddler. It's one of those things that we strive to do in the future, is have it in the local community, the wider community, for people that fall within that kind of bracket, that go, I am pre or post menopause, going through it at the moment. If I walk into the local leisure centre, the people there don't know about my story. They can't help me the way that I want to be helped. They don't understand what I'm going through. So where do I go? And what we want is Beyond Walls to be that place where, if you fall within that criteria, we want us to be the place to go.
Yeah.
And you get the right people, the right support. We're definitely going to encompass that around classes. We always want the CrossFit methodology to be a key role within the offerings of that, strength and conditioning, etc. But their programming might look slightly different to a traditional class, but we know it works for everyone.
Yeah,
it just
absolutely.
Same as always, it just needs to be adapted for the needs of the participant. And I think there is a hole there that can be filled. We want to be the place to go if you want to get into gymnastics in a strength and conditioning sense, weightlifting, if you're over 55, 65 with the Everstrong classes, if you've just had a baby, all of that kind of stuff. So we look forward to that.
I think it's the amazing thing about CrossFit. It's your needs of an Olympian or a granny, that they're the same. We all need to be fitter and stronger and feel that sense of community. Just how we get there is slightly different. And that's the magic of here, is that and CrossFit is that every single person can be catered for, and that every single workout can be scaled or adapted for every single person. Every single human can benefit from this. And the more people we can get to say, just walk through the door and have a chat, have a coffee, see what it is about. You don't have to sign up on day one. You probably will. Just come and have a chat and see that it's not a room full of very scary, sweaty people shouting and throwing heavy barbells around. Sometimes it is, particularly 6 a.m.s, but that's not what it's all about. This is it's a family place. It's an elite athlete place. It's a dog-friendly place. It's for absolutely everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what makes it amazing.
The one thing that we don't really get, and this has happened to me in previous gyms, is when we write programming for people, we don't really get the question of, well, that looks too hard.
No,
we don't get that, because we always have the stimulus that's involved around the workout as well.
Absolutely.
And I think our members are so coachable that they listen, they adapt workouts based on what we expect for them across that session. So in a workout like the box jumps today, we're saying no longer than about 30 seconds on your box jumps. It's great that our members actually listen to that and go, oh, is it 30 seconds? I'm going to just move on.
Yeah, there's no
Whether they are doing lunges, step ups, shallow jumps, high jumps, whatever, everybody just goes, okay, I'm going to listen to what the coach says and implore that. And that then means that they feel like they get a great session in, but it's adapted for their own needs.
But they trust you. They trust the coach.
Yeah.
Members trust the coaches, and that was a massive thing for me starting off. Is I trusted what the coaches said, and yeah, of course, on my first week, I wanted to RX everything. I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm failing if I'm not. And then I realized, actually, no, that's insane. Let's not do that. Let's not break ourselves. But you learn to trust the coach, and you learn to trust what the stimulus means for you. And it's not about. So I mean, sometimes it's about comparing yourself to others. You've got to stretch and grow, but actually it's measuring yourself against yourself and competing against yourself every day, recording your scores, looking back 6 months and thinking, whoa, I did that.
Yeah.
I have made myself better. And yeah, maybe I've got better or worse compared to someone else, but this is my journey. And that's the confidence that this gym gives you. Whereas I've been to some other gyms where it's all about competing against each other. And that's it's helpful sometimes, but it's not always the most healthy way to be.
No, I couldn't agree. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, I didn't write any questions.
You don't have to. Anything you've ever wanted to ask me?
Oh my God. Well, I'm not sure I can do that. One of the questions that I was thinking about how being part of Beyond Walls has changed me, and it genuinely has been a life-changing 18 months, genuinely. How has being part of Beyond Walls changed you as a person and a coach since its inception?
That's a really good question. I think I'm somebody that really learns from my own experience, either within work or my personal experience as a coach. And I've been lucky enough to work with some amazing gym owners, and they've all had their way of doing things. Again, a flaw of my own personality is then going, well, if it worked for them,
Yeah.
then it must work for everyone. And I think when Jamie and Julie came to me with the idea of Beyond Walls, I had a certain sales style in the back of my head, which was like, strict cancellation policies, strict policies around turning up to sessions at certain times and things like that, because it's what I knew.
Yeah.
And it's what worked for previous gyms. And then working with Jamie and Julie has really softened my approach on those kind of things, with a bigger vision in mind of, well, if people feel like they're being loved, if they're getting a lot of yeses and not loads of no's, then actually they'll stay forever.
Yeah.
And so I feel like from a managerial perspective, and from a coaching perspective, I feel like I've kind of like softened in a way. And I think CrossFit's also done that too. So when I started as a coach, it was, you're 2 minutes late. That means 20 burpees. It doesn't matter who you are, why you're late, anything like that. It was just, late isn't a thing that we accept. Therefore, this is applied to everyone. And it doesn't matter whether someone was just in a car crash and turned up to the gym. We never asked. And so if their experience of, I hate the fact that I'm late, I've walked into the gym, I've been punished for the fact that I'm late, what is that like as a customer service experience? And at the time, we were like, oh, it's a bit of a laugh, but 20 burpees, down you go.
No getting out of it.
How did they feel about that? And so learning over time, not necessarily just at Beyond Walls, but prior to that, that actually it's all about what is going on in that person's life and how can we provide them with the best support to make themselves better. And I think starting here has really shown that it's not always about adhering to, strict T's and C's and things like that, but treating each individual person as them being on their own journey. And the more you can find out about them and what they're going through, and that's why I love the things like the in-body scans and athlete check-ins, the more you can find out about those people, the more you can provide them with the help that they want and need, and keep pushing them in the right direction as well. From a personal perspective, for me, I always thought I was just going to be a coach for the rest of my life. And so to actually feel like I'm now developing parts of the business, we've got High Rock Sims, are not necessarily that new for us anymore, but they were new when we thought of the idea. And now they're doing really well.
Yeah.
We're going to try and get our first summer competition next year,
Brilliant.
which will be an external comp. Those big projects really kind of light my fire, and they're not really things I've ever done before
No.
on a scale. So feeling really involved in that aspect of the business keeps me pushing. But ultimately, like coaching and coaching development
Yeah.
are the things that really I come back to. So the more I can offer that to you, the other coaches, etc., the happier I'll be when I go home. So yeah, I love that question.
We've got two more questions now. I've thought of those. The three favorite movements in CrossFit.
3 favorite movements. I used to detest snatches, and I like them now
Oh, okay.
because I never used to be able to get into an overhead squat.
Okay.
So
See.
yeah, because my background was football and
Yeah.
hockey, so I was like hunched over a lot of the time. I was really stiff, even when I started CrossFit. My forward fold I'd get to my knees, like, but over the years as I've got more mobile, so it's probably snatch. I do like any ring work. Ring work's fun. I like being able to move my body through time and space. So skin the cat would probably be
Okay.
movement number 2. And I like a run.
Oh.
I like cardio, probably because I'm good at it.
Well, that yeah,
So,
I'm
yeah,
actually very good at
mix
running.
those into any form of workout, and you got my favorite workout: snatch, muscle up, and run. There you go.
Right.
That's my favorite workout.
Look at the program. Oh no, look at the program. Oh, fabulous.
Option 3.
So coach development or developing other coaches is part of the level 4, isn't it? Have you thought about doing your level 4?
I've already applied.
Brilliant.
I'm on the waiting list.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
very exciting.
But that leads into like coaching development doesn't stop for me either.
No.
And it's really interesting watching YouTube videos, purely because that's where I've always actually kind of learnt from. But other than having a mentor myself, which I think will probably be down the line,
Yeah.
you learn what's missing within your own coaching, purely because you often don't really get as much feedback. And this was definitely something that I got through my level 3, deliver classes, and then my previous owners, I was always then kind of the most experienced coach in the gym. So then you'd look and go, well, what do I need to work on?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do I get
It's
better?
really hard.
And so I got better in terms of helping people run their businesses, grow their businesses, and that part of my personal development grew, but never really knew how to move forward. As YouTube's got better,
Yeah.
you've got level 4
Yes.
coaches now providing video
Yeah.
information on how to be a better coach. Some of the things that I'm trying to get better at, which we've already mentioned today, are celebrating the wins with people. And I have also mentioned that to Meg as well. So as we're going around classes, you get into the habit of as a coach going, what can I fix?
Yes.
Let's try and see what I can do as a coach to provide coaching. But coaching can be a positive thing too. And so to go over to every single member in class, and if I assess an air squat and I'm like, I can't find anything, previously it would have just been, I'll move on to the next one. Okay, there's a fault, I'll fix the fault. Whereas actually now going,
yay,
yeah,
nice.
Emily, awesome at air squat.
Yeah.
Look at that depth. Chest is really upright. Keep going. And so I'm trying to get better at doing that. Also getting better at like tactile cueing.
Yeah.
I feel like when we went through COVID, we got so used to, we being myself, some of the coaches I've worked with, like Meg and Jono, going, you can't go near me.
Absolutely, it's hands off.
And it was really weird for 2-3 years being like, you have to coach from a distance. So it was visual and verbal coaching.
That's hard.
And so I'm now trying to get back into that like tactile coaching a lot more, because we just came away from it after COVID. So it's something that needs developing for me. But yes, I'm waiting for my email once I've,
But we shall celebrate that when it comes through.
Yeah.
More hard work.
And I will share that with you guys.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else?
No, that's all. I
No,
just want to say, well, maybe a massive thank you to you, to Jamie, Julie, the rest of the coaches, um, but mostly to all the members, particularly those who've taken the time to message when I've shadowed or done a section of a class and said, "Well done, keep going, that was cool," or that was a bit dull. Can you try harder next time? I know all the feedback is good feedback.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just thanks to everyone. Beyond Walls has literally changed my life and is continuing to change my life. So very grateful, and I just hope I make everyone proud in the next chapter.
No, I look forward to pushing you
Thank you.
when you need to be pushed,
And
high-fiving you when you need to be high-fived.
thank you.
I promise I'll get better at that. But no, it's been a pleasure up to now. It will be a pleasure in the future too. So, thank you for your time today. And yeah, look forward to working with you in the foreseeable future.
So thank you
Awesome.
very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.